Jai. So, as you could see from the image that was on the screen prior to the meeting, this meeting will be reading from Krishna Bhavanamrita, a book by Srila Vishwanath Chakrabarti Thakur, and the Garga Samhita, a book by Garga Muni, who was the astrologer at the name-giving ceremony for Krishna and Balaram. So let us head into those texts. Before we begin, I want to explain a little bit about Krishna Bhavanamrita, this book by Srila Vishwanath Chakrabarti Thakur. As we read during the Rasa dance, this pastime is the crest jewel of all his pastimes. Krishna's pastimes are unlimited, and part of that unlimitedness includes two different categories of leelas. One is called Nitya Leela. It's always going on, nonstop, day after day. And the other category of leelas is called Naimitika leelas, occasional manifestations. The pastimes in the material world, when the Lord advents in Bhoma Leela, are Naimitika leelas. They're not going on eternally because there's no manifestation during the unmanifested stage. And also the activities he performs, like lifting Govardhan Hill, killing Putana, various pastimes such as that, killing the Shakatasura, all those kinds of activities are Naimitika leelas. But Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, following Rupa Goswami's lead, wrote a book called Govinda Leelamrita, which explains the Nitya Leelas, those that happen day after day, constantly. And what they've done is taken the day period of 24 hours and segmented it into 8 different time periods called Asta Kaliya Leelas. This is a basic rundown from the Govinda Leelamrita. Nishanta Leela is at the end of the night. That's where the Leelas begin, although they're unlimited. It's like clicking into an infinity symbol. You have to start somewhere, so they start at the end of the night. When there's separation from their evening, they have to go back home after their evening pastimes, Radha and Krishna. Then Pratak Leela, early morning, awakening. Puravahana Leela, forenoon, cow grazing and preparations. Madhyana Leela, midday, meeting at Radhakund and Govardhan. Apaharana Leela, the afternoon, returning home from the forest, returning back to the village. Sayam Leela, homeward pastimes, actually that's when they start heading home. Pradosh Leela, nightfall, meeting arrangements once they're back with all their family members. And then Nisha Leela, the deep night rasa and intimate Leela. So one of the unique features of Rasa Leela is that Rasa Leela happens every day in the Nitya Leela, and it also happens in this Bhoma Leela, and an occasional Leela, like we're now reading about when the moon was in the Sarat season when Krishna was 8 years old. That's an occasional Leela. But this book, Krishna Bhavanamrita, by Vishwanath Chakrabarti Thakur, describes the Rasa Leela in the Nitya Leela. This book, Krishna Bhavanamrita, is an expansion of those 8 Leelas and meditations one can perform during the 8 periods of time during a day. So that kind of introduces the idea of what this book is, and it was such a beautiful description that I've included it in our study because it expands on the actual dancing, the movements, the beats, the tals, the decorations of the different devotees. So Samapriya, can you please pick someone to begin our reading? You have to unmute.
Okay. Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome. It's nice to see you all here. This is a really wonderful pastime that we're going to read, and the second part is even more wonderful. So we'll dive into it. Maharaj, would you like to begin for us reading this text 1952.
This is the same book we were reading together. What was that, a year and a half ago?
Oh,
Yes, it
yeah,
was. Yes, it
exactly.
was.
It
Exactly,
was.
exactly how I remembered it and why.
Description of the Rasa dance from Krishna Bhavanamrita by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. 1952 text. Oh, beloved, come, let us play. Expert Krishna, taking her lotus hand, entered the center of the bank and performed the great pastime of the Rasa dance with joy. 53.
You
Krishna
don't have
spoke.
to, Maharaj, the flow of the story goes earlier. We did this last week without the texts. Just
Okay.
go ahead and read the story until the asterisks.
Krishna spoke, "O women with indolent eyes, look, since we are so eager, the radiant place has been washed by the golden water for nicely performing many pastimes of the rasa dance. The Creator has shown his skill within the universe by taking all pure qualities, making them into sweet liquid, and sprinkling them on the bank of cleansed by a cloth. O Radha, the thick remainder of the good qualities thrown in the sky became the moon, and the small particles became the numerous constellations." After Krishna made this description, the gopis, filled with love, put Krishna in the center, making a circle by joining their arms together, and stood there for some time. The circle was an astonishing, huge, blossoming golden lotus in a lake filled with the water of Cupid's fane, with a sweet blue center, praised by the bee-like eyes of the heavenly women. The circle was like a tamal leaf of liquid musk, surrounded by saffron patterns on the forehead of the earth, smeared with sandalwood. The gopis were like golden banana trees growing in the field of fresh camphor, surrounding a tamal tree decorated with a peacock feather. Fleeing the sky, which is embraced by the rays of the autumn sun, a dense cloud shone in the midst of a lightning in a cool land.
Atit, you want to have discussions now or
Sure.
wait?
We can have discussions. I mean,
Okay.
this is the setting.
I have a question because it's something that I meditated on. What about the gopis with indolent eyes? How did that means lazy kind of eyes? Well, how would you what do you think about that?
I would think that it would be amorous. They were looking at Krishna with love eyes.
Yeah, intoxicated. The word indolent actually means kind of lazy, overwhelmed. I think it leans toward the intoxication of amorous affairs. Yeah, that's okay. Anything else that you'd like to say about this, or anyone else like to add to this?
So
Go on,
wonderfully poetic.
Yeah, very.
Just amazingly poetic.
Sama,
Yes.
I had one thing. I'm sorry, I'm on my tablet here, but
Okay, Prabhu. Yes, please.
can you hear me all right?
Yes, perfectly.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. So, when I was thinking of the word indolent, it kind of reminded me of. Sorry, I got to switch rooms here. I was thinking, not when a person's indolent, they become kind of mad. They're partially mad. It's not your normal behavior. That's what I think of indolent. People are intoxicated liquor and so forth like that. But of course, they're intoxicated with Krishna.
That's it. I thought that word indolent was significant of describing a transcendental amorous mood. So
Yes.
yeah, thank you.
Beautiful
Left-hand
word.
gopis.
What was that?
Left-hand gopis.
I think there was all kinds of gopis there in that situation. Hare Krishna.
I was thinking it's a little bit different, just to share my kind of vision of it. Not intoxicated, like because there's so much conjugal rasa. It was also described earlier that they had kunjas where Krishna was enjoying with each gopi. So when intimacy becomes so overwhelming the intoxication isn't, there's no, it's not like drinking and that kind of intoxication or indolent. It's another kind of just complete satisfaction, overwhelmed, kind of tired eyes. And now Krishna's calling them out. What did it actually say that they were, that to do the, oh,
Indolent
beloved
eyes.
with, let us come play.
With
Women
oh,
with indolent look, since we're so eager.
indolent eyes.
Oh, I see. And now he's describing how beautiful the area is. So after their conjugal enjoyments, now they've come out to the banks of the Jamuna, and it's so beautiful. But they're still, and he's saying, oh, women with indolent eyes. In
Yeah,
other
they're
words.
still absorbed.
Yeah.
They're wiped out from all that nectar and joy, transcendental. Oh, anyone else? Okay, then let's go on. Faye, would you like to read? Faye, nice to see you here.
Starting with text 1961,
Yes.
Yes.
the King of Kings concerning Rasa then sang in an introductory piece in Kedara Raga, embellishing it with the, I'm not sure to say that,
Chatu Shruti.
Chatu
Chatu
Shruti,
Shruti notes.
Chatu Shruti notes and ornaments ascending and descending the scale. The unlimited sweetness of the raga bewildered the women of heaven, along with their husbands, as they traveled in vehicles in the sky and produced in them the fever of love. Cupid, along with his wife, became completely bewildered, pierced by the shower of arrows from the greater Cupid. Then Krishna, the ocean of all arts and astonishing pastimes, placed himself between each pair of gopis, putting his arm on their shoulders, and began dancing and singing along with Lalita and others. The devatas presiding over musical instruments, ragas, shavras,
Svaras, Morchana, Shruti, Grama, Kriya.
hand movements and rhythms, thank you, appeared and performed their activities in joy. It appeared that the personifications of all elements of music had gathered together.
Okay, now for this verse, I'm going to ask Mukunda. Would you like to read this verse?
You're a drummer, so we
You
thought,
gotta read-
we
you
thought
have
you'd be
to-
great with this one.
Which verse number?
65.
65.
1965.
New sound arose from drums and venas, while Krishna danced with the gopis in dance steps never seen or described previously. As they recited, Tai ta ta, Tai ta ta ta, Tai dimriki, dimriki, Triki, 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 triki ta, waves of sound arose in the sweet mouths of the lotus-like women.
Very
Okay.
nice.
I knew you could do it. Thank you. Okay, Faye, why don't you continue?
Thank you. I liked the drumming commentary. That was sweet of you. Thank you. With minds softened by conjugal rasa, they produce sweet waves by the jingling of their bells and bracelets. Had the gopis arisen as Lakshmis from Cupid's fervent churning of the ocean of beauty? Were they spreading their own glories by skill in dancing unknown to the world, which was made by the Creator? This circle was Cupid's Japamala. It did not shine because of lightning and clouds, because of gold and sapphires, or because of champaka flowers and blue lotuses, but because of the Madhura Rasa, anointed with saffron and musk. Embracing, touching the breasts, and kissing were not different from the rasas expressed by their dancing, with various rhythms, steps, and various excellent objects indicated by their hand gestures. Krishna sang, "Your face is the abode of beauty. There your eyes play, O beautiful woman, all arts of love have attained unparalleled beauty in those glances. O beloved, the moon became infamous with spots on it when the moon of your face rises. Not able to tolerate people's mockery, the foolish moon has consumed poison. In this way, Krishna sang about Radha. Did not skillful Radha sing songs with the notes sa, ra, gi, ma, and pa? She sang the same song, which transcended perfect knowledge, with attractive notes, changing the words to indicate Krishna.
Oh, wonderful. Patti, could you go back to 1970 there? Okay, read this one again. Yeah.
Krishna sang, your face is the abode of beauty. There your eyes play. O beautiful woman, all arts of love have attained unparalleled beauty in those glances.
That wasn't the one I was thinking of. But
What
anyway,
was
you
it?
can
Just give a
wait a
little.
minute. I wrote 1970, embracing, touching, non-different, something to the effect that even though this magnificent atmosphere was there, the love that was being exhibited was greater. I don't know which verse. Embracing, touching, breast, kissing, non-different. Oh well. What? Anyone have some comments on this? Faye, would you like to say something about this one? I'll look on it.
No, Mataji, my knowledge of the music is limited to piano, not drumming.
How about
Well-
this one?
The whole mood of the atmosphere that's being painted by these descriptions is fabulous.
Okay, yeah. It's the atmosphere is wonderful, but even greater than the atmosphere is the participants. That's what I was getting from one of these verses that I can't remember which one. But thank you. Yes,
Well,
Mushra
I-
and then Maharaj.
Or you can let Maharaj go first if he was.
Either one.
Okay. So the thing is that there it mentions Cupid's Japa Mala. So it's like indicative of 108. So the 108 gopis or 108 major gopis. And also the Chatur Shruti notes. And also is that we hear about the Krishna would play on the fifth note. So I've asked so many people. I mean, I'm not a musician. So the thing is that what is the fifth note? The sound of the fifth note of Krishna's flute, because just talking on here about Chatushruti notes. So those are also, a note of music on the flute. So you wonder because, you hear these descriptions and you want to know, well, what do they mean? What do they sound like?
Okay. Mukund, can you help along?
I had something I wanted to say in that regard.
Okay. Just a second, Jatari. I think Mukunda is going to also answer this. And then Maharaj.
No, Didi,
And Jatari.
I'll give some deference to both Maharaj and Jatari Prabhu because they're so much senior. So certainly I can answer at something at the end.
Okay.
Maharaj?
Yeah, Maharaj.
I was just trying to remember when we were reading this last year. Was it last year?
Yeah.
No, year before.
Oh, it's before you went to India.
Yeah. And were we reading Govinda Lilamrita along with it? What books were we
We
reading?
we might have read one because Govinda Lilamrita is just 8. Sometimes there's just 8 main verses. So we may have read like one of the verses about the noon pastimes or the evening pastimes, and then we would read from this because it expands it into this whole type of Leela explanation.
I'm just remembering that that whatever we were reading, they were very complimentary, and we were going back and forth in these, and that was a very wonderful thing. And I just wanted to mention that the Dasara Sutta, he did a summary study, a summary of Govinda Lilamrita, which is very nice. It's quite short. Many of the details are left out, but It's very nice to read. And if any of you wanted that, I'd be happy to share it with you.
Thank you.
How do they
Good.
do that?
I'm sorry?
How can someone do that? Just email you?
Yeah, email.
Okay.
Daneshwar@gmail.
Okay. Jatari? Thank you, Maharaj.
Yeah. Prabhu was saying about those notes, you know, and we have that one very excellent flautist in our assembly from Hawaii. I'm forgetting his name. And I was thinking that if we copied that text, that you know, I don't have it handy. I could give it to him and ask him if he could play those notes for us sometime, maybe on the next meeting.
Or also ask him
Yeah.
about that fifth note. Or maybe,
Yeah.
Mukunda, do you know something about the fifth note?
Yeah, the fifth note is described in scripture. Tatapi Antarikalan Madhura Murali Panchamajuse. So Murali Panchamajuse means the fifth note. It's the note of, it's called the Shringar Swar. It's the note of conjugal love. It's the main
Wow.
note that the rags related to calling for Ras Leela, all these things revolves around that note. If
Wow.
Krishna is trying to call gopis particularly, and not so much alert others, Jagu Kalam Bamadrasam Manoharam. He plays a melody based around the fifth swar. So Sare Gama Pa. But he'll play a special melody around that. Jagu Kalam means a melody that won't become distinct to parents, other cowherd boys, etc., but is picked up by gopis. So it's
Wow.
called a Panchama swar.
Wow.
All the in music, everything is there. All of these rasas, all of these moods in devotional service are also within the classical Indian music.
In Western music, we have something similar. Like
Yeah.
if you sing "Happy Birthday" to somebody, it's got a certain major type feel to it. And then if you want to sing a love song or something, generally minor keys are employed a lot.
Yeah, I was thinking that F,
Yeah.
the F, although it's a sixth note,
Mm.
when you play that, it goes into Bhairav. It leans itself toward something not major, but the minor scales. Okay, that's anyone else? Let's go on. If not,
I think in classical Indian music, which obviously stems from Goloka Vrindavan and manifests at whatever level it can here, gives us a peek into the harmony between activities, time of day, place, time, place, circumstance, all those things we read about in the beginning about the ingredients of rasa. Music in this rasa dance is a huge part of it. And of course, in this world, we have the perverted reflection and shadow of music, and you can see how music is so moving and influential on individuals, on crowds, and even on society in general. Now that they have radios and things where everybody can listen, it influences. Anybody from the 60s especially knows that.
Oh, just one last thing. Those shrutis, with the chatur shruti, there's 22 of them actually, and they're like microtones. So I don't know, in regular music, I guess they would be like overtones or something, but microtones are the little inflections in between, like sa, re, gamma. In between, there's little microtones.
that's
You
like
get
sharps
more-
and flats. Sharps and flats.
Yeah,
Right.
but there's like more like if you play a chord and you have like an I don't know how to describe it. It's like a microtone. You'll really hear it on really good saxophone players, guitar players. They're able to get these like little microtones by bending the notes.
Yeah.
and pulling
Nice,
up.
nice
Very
example.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we had some other.
I just wanted to say, Dhruv Maharaj, you were saying about how music is so influential on everybody, everything. So there's this one fellow who plays guitar in all these animals. It's on YouTube. All kinds of animals, everything from crocodiles to rhinoceroses, birds, horses.
He makes
They
the
all come
guitar
up-
sound like them, like the
No,
animals.
they all come up.
Oh, he plays it
mesmerized
to
and-
them.
Yeah.
He plays the guitar
Right.
and sings, and they all coming very close, even wild animals, And
Uh-huh.
it's an amazing thing to
Yeah,
behold.
it's wonderful. Yeah, hypnotizing. Mahushra, did you want
Yeah,
to
and
say?
also is that the music, because we're talking about the music and the notes, is that you read when Krishna plays the flute that the stones would melt.
Right.
So the thing is that frequency. So frequency is involved, and that's also has brought up before in the past. Is that how are these giant cyclopean buildings? How are these rocks fit together? And some of them said the rocks became soft, and then they could mold them. So in that way, is that it had frequency would have to be involved. So for
Oh,
also by playing musical instruments, you can create anti-gravity. The Buddhist Tibetan monks used to do that. They would have certain songs or certain little opera that they would have of musical instruments, and they could rise boulders up into the air, floating up in the air. So definitely imagine all the wonderful things that would happen just by the music that could change, the whole frequency of the atmosphere. Just
It's,
what
it,
what to
it's, it's,
speak
it's
about?
going to grow into a bigger description. So let's move on to that.
Okay,
And
I
what
was
we're
going to
going
have
to say is move on.
Thakur. Well, let's go on. Thakur, are you still with us? Would you like to read? I know you have to leave pretty soon. Thakurji?
Might have already left. I think he leaves at 7. It's just a couple minutes off.
Okay. Madan, would you like to read? You might not want to.
No, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Manvantara. Manvant.
Hare
Manvantara.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Would you like to read for us, my dear?
Absolutely.
Okie dokie.
Leaving the circle they had made, Krishna said, "O women, now one by one you should dance in an astonishing manner." Lalita agreed and, showing great skill, danced passionately with the sounds Didihi dram 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 kuti kurtita. Okay. He then enjoyed. Okay. All right. He then enjoyed the skill of dancing of all the gopis like Vishaka, while nodding his head. Krishna, along with Radha, felt fully satisfied. They danced with the syllables sweet as nectar.
No, you missed it. You missed the verse.
All the gopis desired to taste the dancing of Radha and Krishna. One gopi began singing sweetly. Radha and Krishna danced excellently and quickly to the sound of the beating drums. When they joined hands.
Wait, you keep missing the verse. They danced.
Okay.
Okay.
They danced with the syllables sweet as nectar in their two lotus mouths. Tata dehiti tata. Kata krihi tat tat. Tarehididi takata krihi tat.
Oh, you're good.
I'm killing it.
No, you're not. You did good. Go on, sweetie.
When they joined hands, raising their arms as their jeweled ornaments sparkled, the light from their moving earrings bathed their lotus faces. Taking their weight in their hands, with great speed, they began spinning like a potter's jewel wheel spun by Cupid when making a pot. Their braids flew out from their backs and formed a beautiful black spinning circle. The moment the rhythm changed, the couple unlocked their grasp and performed various difficult dance steps separately. At the same time, when this ended, Krishna placed his right hand on her chest to touch her breast, but Radha deflected his hand. One gopi fanned them. One set their ornament in order. Another gopi anointed their limbs with sandalwood and camphor. One gopi offered them betel nut. How can recent people taste or describe the rasa dance with their tongues? Even those who witness the pastime with their eyes cannot describe it. Even if prema inspires a skillful person who possesses prema to describe it, he will not be able to describe it, since his external consciousness will be destroyed by its sweetness.
Wow.
That's nice.
But the unequal Shakti of mercy of the couple, which brightly illuminates the world through the mouth of Sukadev, has given some indication. By this, an intelligent person can attain the essence of the rasa dance.
So glories to Sukadeva Goswami. Okay, so what do you think, Manvantara? What can you say about
Absolutely
this?
amazing.
Lots of
Absolutely amazing. I
Okay,
just enjoying it.
that's wonderful. Anyone have a realization about this? Okay, Vahushra?
One tiny thing is that this twirling around. The thing is that originally I saw with the whirling dervishes, where they spin around very fast like that, and at the same time they don't become imbalanced. So these gopis in their spiritual bodies, they could spin as fast as they wanted, like a top, and not get dizzy. And so the thing is, at the same time, it would definitely have to create some very intense energy, because if everyone's spinning around.
I think we're seeing that a little bit materially, but I'm sure it's like amazingly astonishing. Thank you, Vahushra. Mukunda.
Yes, the verse that describes the serving of the putting of camphor on the body, serving, massaging, serving. That's what the Manjaris do at the Ras Leela, because they don't directly dance with Krishna.
Right.
They do the seva when Radha and Krishna rest and so forth. They bring drinks and they put camphor and sandalwood on their bodies, massage them, everything like this. So very sweet sentiment there.
Very nice. Good. Anyone else? Mars, you have your hand up? I can't tell because you're sitting at Radhakund. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay, let's go on then with Sudha Sindhu. Would you like to? We're going to start a whole different thing now. Okay. So if you're not speaking,
I can
please
paint a
silence
picture
yourself.
when they talk who they are.
Okay,
I
Madan, could you silence mute yourself if you're not reading?
Sama, I muted everybody. So anybody who wants to speak now, make sure you unmute yourself. Sama. I can't hear you.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. And who do you want to speak?
Bahushra. We'll start with Bahushra and then Sudha Sindhu.
Yes, I would like to read.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Why
this
don't you read and then Bahushra after?
Yeah. Gopishwara, Lord Shiva as a gopi. According to the Garga Samhita, while in deep meditation upon Mount Kailash, Lord Shiva heard the sweet sound of Lord Krishna's divine flute. Absorbed in that sweet vibration, Lord Shiva went even deeper into Samadhi and was mystically transported to the transcendental abode of Vrindavan. When Lord Shiva entered the sacred realm, he observed Lord Krishna inaugurating his rasa dance. Shiva, with great excitement, desired to enter that unparalleled event. However, as he attempted to enter the arena of the dance near Vamshiwata Rasa Mandala, he was stopped by Yogamaya. If you want to take part in the Rasa Lila, Yogamaya informed him, you have to first take permission from Vrinda Devi. Yogamaya then took Lord Shiva to see Vrinda, who instructed him that because he was in a male form, he could not take part in the Rasa dance. She explained that only females, gopis, are allowed to participate in this most exclusive pastime. So Lord Krishna is the supreme enjoyer Purusa, and he alone enjoys the Rasa dance with the female gopis. Shiva asked Vrinda Devi, what must I do to get the form and mood of a gopi?
Wow, the eternal question. So what can you tell us about that? Would you like to make a comment, Sindhu? citizen.
As a male is also want to have that mode of gopi. So I feel like not quite understand the mode of a male to become a female, the mode of gopis. Yes.
Well, it's natural for a man, as we see in the material world, also like the Cisco Swamis, and we have devotees who are in male bodies, and they want to become, they want to serve Krishna in that way. So that's not, it has nothing to do with the kind of body that we're living in right now, I don't think.
Yeah,
But
okay.
well, actually, that will be revealed as we get absorbed in transcendence. Mirage.
I'm remembering that there is one personality who, how to say it, perhaps gives permission or to participate in Krishna's Bhoma Lila, or else gives the form. I used to pray. When I heard that, I used to pray to that personality. Please bless me that I can be born to participate in Krishna's Bhoma Lila. But I can't remember who that is. Perhaps somebody knows?
That would be, okay. Okay, well, I have my
Mukunda's-
suspicion.
Mukunda's
Mukunda,
got
why
it.
don't you, would you like to respond? I thought it was Vrinda or Purnamasi. Purnamasi is in charge of all the, Leela Shakti. Answer that, Mukunda.
Well, to answer that, we pray every day when we do the Tulsi prayer.
Oh,
Hey,
Vrinda
Devi.
Devi.
Yeah.
Every single day we pray that, but also Gopishwar Mahadev is also prayed to enter into Ras Leela.
We're
But
just
those
getting
two-
there. We're just getting there.
Okay,
Yeah.
but that Shiva who tried to enter is not the demigod Lord Shiva. In Laghu Bhagavatamrita, that is the Sadashiv. It's an expansion of Krishna himself.
That's
So-
who Lord Shiva is. That's who we're talking.
Why don't,
Okay,
why
yeah,
don't
we're
you
not-
elaborate a little bit on that, Mukunda, if you're going to bring him up? Why don't you explain more about Sadashiva?
Yeah, it's explained in the Padma Puran. There's an ontological description given of the Ras Mando. It says from the left side of Krishna, Shrimati, this is in Padma Puran, if anyone wants to find it. From his left side, Shrimati Radhika manifested. From his right side, Sadashiv came. This Sadashiv is also described in Laghu Bhagavatamrita, Rupa Goswami. And here Sadashiv means, Sada means eternally. So like in Kirtaniya Sadahari, Shiv means auspicious. The eternally auspicious desire that reigns in the heart of Krishna is to understand the love of Radhika. The love of Radhika's highest demonstration in Krishna Lila is in the Ras Lila. So Krishna in the form of Sadashiva tried to enter there, but he couldn't. Purnamasi dips him in Brahmakund. He's allowed to enter, but he has Parush Bhav for one, and secondly, he has no identity. So when the gopis challenge, well, who are you? What village are you from? Who's
Okay,
your-"
we're just
Oh,
going
you're
to read
getting
that.
to that.
That-
We're
that
just
will be
gonna read
discussed.
that.
Let's bring this back down to some more practical ontological understanding. Sadashiva, there's Krishna in Goloka Vrindavan.
Yeah.
There's the expansions of Krishna as the Vaikuntha four-armed
Chaitan,
form.
etc.
Then there's the Brahmajyoti. Then there's the Viraja River. Just everybody's seen the cover of Srimad Bhagavatam. Sadashiva is the Shiva who is the instrument connecting the spiritual world with the material world. He's a spiritual entity, but he has expansions that go into the spirit, into the material world. Just like we have this body, and within it there's a spirit. How those two are intermingling when they're very opposite energies is conducted and controlled by Sadashiva. And the other day, who manifested? How did Sadashiva manifest during Gaur Lila 2 days ago?
Krishna.
Advaita Acharya.
Yes.
Haribol.
Yeah.
So there's several different unique features that are underlying this pastime. One, as Mukunda just mentioned, is that Sadashiva was meditating, and by Yogamaya's arrangement, he heard the flute sound and started to meditate it and go deeper and deeper into meditation on Krishna, and was mystically transported to Vrindavan. which is in itself a realization about where this Rasa Leela takes place. He's in his own abode, Shiva Loka. Then there's the Vakunthas, then there's Goloka, and there's Mathura, Dwarka, and Gokula in that section. So there's a very specific forest where that Leela is going on. We'll read more about that in an upcoming book. So right now, let's go on. And the other thing that was brought up nicely, and Mukunda's brought this up several times as we're passing through this Leela, the question that Lord Shiva is, how can I get a gopi body? How can I enter into this Leela? Now let's read.
Okay.
Well, wait a minute.
Wait, no, you're going to read now anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
So even though Gopeshwar, he got this opportunity, well, why not Lakshmi? Lakshmi's praying and doing austerities and everything.
Don't mix up the Rasas here. Wait a minute. Let's stick with Lord Shiva for a while.
And also, all the Guna avatar Shivas are expanded from Sadashiva.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why, some people, they get it mixed up. So.
All right.
Yeah, just one last thing. That Sadashiv, who appears in the glance of Mahavishnu, which is part of what Dhruva Maharaj was talking about, that's who has contact with Durga Devi and how the jivas come into the material energy. And you mentioned as the Nimitta Karan. So that Sadashiva becomes a Vaitachar. He's also the glance of Mahavishnu.
Yeah.
In Brahma Samhita, he's the one who, that glance has a halo. It's called Shambhu. That's different. Yeah.
Let me give a nice example. Let me give a nice example, just so for the devotees that might not still understand it. You have a powerhouse, and you have a light bulb. The powerhouse has to get the energy from its generation to the bulb. Let's say a light bulb. The conduit, the wire that brings the energy from the powerhouse to the light bulb, that's Sadashiva, bringing the Lord's energy from the spiritual kingdom into the material energy. So it's just an analogy that kind of explains it. But let's go on because there's...
Okay, let's go on. Bhusha, why don't you read?
The Yamuna, maybe you pull it down a little. There, Vrinda Devi knew exactly what was needed. She brought him across the Yamuna River to Manasa Sarovara, where she instructed him to bathe in those sacred waters. Dipping into the lake, Shiva then mysteriously emerged in the form of a beautiful gopi adorned with jewelry and mascara and dressed in an attractive sari. Vrinda Devi then took Lord Shiva in that alluring gopi form to a corner of the Raslila arena where she stood and sincerely prayed to Radha Krishna for pure prema bhakti. When Radha Krishna and the gopis began dancing in the alluring moonlit forest, Shiva in his gopi form was able to sneak in seemingly undetected and also began dancing with Lord Krishna just as the other gopis were doing. After some time, when everyone rested, the Lord said to the gopis, I'm not getting the usual pleasure from our rasa dancing. Something is not right. I think there's another male in our midst. He then asked Lalita Devi to check all the gopis and make sure no man was lurking amongst them dressed as one of them. Lalita went around and lifted the veils of all the hundreds and thousands of gopis, but couldn't find any man disguised as a woman. She came and reported to Krishna, I have not found any man, but there is one gopi with 3 eyes, whom I'm not familiar with, she said, puzzled.
Okay, Jatari, should we go on, Pati?
Yes.
Okay, Jatari.
Yeah.
Ji, you want to read?
I'd love to read. Thank you.
Okay.
Please bring her here, Krishna replied. And when he saw the 3-eyed gopi, Lord Krishna erupted into laughter.
That is so cool.
Questioning Lord Shiva in the gopi form, Krishna asked,
Bholanath,
Lord of simple people, what are you doing? Krishna was thoroughly delighted to see Shiva as a gopi and kept laughing at the sight of him. The epitome of masculinity, manifested as a female.
Can you
The
imagine?
Lord then calmed down and told Lord Shiva, "Oh, Gopishvara, Lord of the gopis, actually, I'm very happy to see you in the form of a gopi. I give you the blessing that all the other gopis will offer you their respect and worship." Wow. Srimati Radharani, whose contrary nature is most pleasing to Krishna, became concerned seeing the loving exchange and inquired, "What is this strange new gopi? You have never before called me Gopishvara." What? Gopishvara. But now you are calling this unknown girl Gopishvara and offering her your benedictions. This is a great insult. Lord Krishna caught Radharani's hand and said to her, Don't be upset. This new gopi is actually Shiva Mahadev in disguise. He has entered he has entered the Rasa Mandala to enjoy loving exchanges with us. I hereby offer Gopishvara the position of
Dikpal.
what is it?
Dikpal.
Dikpal, the sacred protector of Sri Vrindavan Dham and the Rasa Leela. All of you should daily worship Sri Gopishvara to achieve the highest perfection of pure prema bhakti.
Wow.
Oh, oh, this really did it to me. What do you got to say, Jatari, about that? Can you make a comment?
Yeah, I never really, I've always heard, about the protector of Vrindavan, but I never really connected this pastime and that, So now it's like that will enrich me whenever I go to Vrindavan and see those places like Tarakadamba. There's a Lord Shiva.
That's a whole other story.
Yeah, beautiful. And Krishna was so joking.
Yeah, very wonderful. Thank you, Jatari. Thank you. Mamantar, you have something?
A couple things, just two things, questions, kind of like in Istanbul, Turkey, these male dancers do a lot of this twirling things. Culturally speaking, they are like known for this twirling dancing.
Yeah.
Is that what Mahusha was?
Bahushra.
Bahushra?
I think he's mentioned that. Did you talk
What's
about
that?
Dervishes, yeah.
the dervish
Oh,
whirling
okay, yeah.
dervish?
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's actually a form of religion. It's a sect of religious practitioners that dress and wear those things and then dance to the bhajan and music being played.
Yes.
And go into a meditation.
Right. Exactly. It's very orchestrated.
Yeah.
And then last week we talked about the Dikpal, how Lord Shiva actually does execute that position in confusing the Mayavadis into like the ones who are trying to get into Krishna's pastimes without going through the authorities.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah. It's described in Brahma Samhita that in the spiritual world surrounding Goloka Vrindavan in the 12 directions, there are different tridents. It's called the trident from the spiritual point of view. You can see it, but basically it's energy. It manifests as energy that deflects a person approaching Goloka who isn't in the proper mentality, who doesn't have the proper heartfelt feelings. They'll go to where they're desiring rather than to that seeing. And now we'll read a little more of the details of what's required to enter the rasa dance and how Lord Shiva helps the jiva.
Okay. Jatari, is Ranga there available? Jatari, is Ranga would she like to read?
Sorry, Bhusha, before you go, Bhusha, did you have something?
Yeah, and the Shivastakam prayers, Shivastakam, there it's mentioned how Lord Shiva can give praying.
Yes.
That's it.
Nice.
That
Yeah.
is so wonderful. It's ecstatic to understand Vaishnavanam Yata Shambhu. This is so important. This did it for me this past time, realizing that we cannot get to Krishna. We cannot have Krishna prema without going through the pure devotee. Of course, Srila Prabhupada is the pure devotee, but also Lord Shiva is Gopishwar. Okay,
Not
so
available, Samapriya, to
okay, darling. Okay, Mukunda, would you like to read?
Let me see. Let me just wait till the screen clears a little bit for me. My head is, there you go. Directing his attention to Lord Shiva, Lord Krishna told him, now that you have taken part in the Ras Lila, I have a very important service for you as the Dikpala Vrindavan. Everybody knows Dikpala is, like Dik means direction, Pala means direct, protector.
Protect.
Vrindavan. You will guide all aspiring devotees to become free from their false ego and their male Purush enjoying spirit. Your unique service is to be stationed at the gateway of Vrindavan as the transcendental security guard for the Ras dance. Many unqualified yogis, pseudo devotees, and mental speculators will want to join the Ras Lila, but you must protect its purity and sanctity. Such ineligible persons may be able to physically enter the Holy Land of Vrindavan in India, but only on an external level. Your service will be to allow only selfless, pure devotees to mystically enter spiritual Vrindavan. Krishna further told Shiva, only devotees who have no tinge of personal enjoyment, who are completely free from false ego, and who follow in the footsteps of the gopis can be allowed to enter the circle of the Ras Lila. Lord Shiva happily accepted this service and benediction. As the topmost Vaishnav, his desire is to perpetually assist all variety of devotees in achieving their particular eternal perfection in relation to Radha and Krishna.
Oh, that is so beautiful. So talk about that a little bit, Mukundaji.
Can you put it back up, the text? Hey, Bodhruva, can you put the text? There we
Yeah,
go.
he's coming.
Okay. So, yeah, you can bring it. Yeah. So, actually, again, my understanding, like in Lagu Bhagavatamrita, Shiva has so many different aspects. So there's the, demigod Shiva we have in this world. There's the person who's the head of Haridam, so many things. So here, this Lord Shiva really kind of refers to, according to Lagu Bhagavatamrita, Sadashiv. That's a Ansh of Krishna. And part of the reason for that is because later on, that Krishna will demonstrate himself. He has a desire to understand the mood of Radhika. And from understanding her mood, he takes the form of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So some of the acharyas have mentioned that from this Leela of becoming Gopishwar Mahadev, he shows the way, which is in the text there, that the only way to obtain service in the Rasa Leela is written in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Gopi Vina Anugatya Shaya Gyani, Vajilaha Napai Virjindana Nandane, that you can never really obtain the mood of the Ras Leela unless you do Anugatya, means to follow the mood of Gopi. So as Shamapriya, you've mentioned many times, it's not that everybody has to be a Gopi at Vrindavan. It's just that those who want to have that mood of service towards Radhika in the Ras Leela, then they'll do Anugatya appropriately under guidance. And then by the blessing of Vrinda Devi, this Lord Shiva, Nityananda Prabhu, because it's mentioned, Heno Vina Krishna Bai, Radha Krishna Paitinai. We also need the mercy of Nityananda, who's a Khanda Guru Tattva.
Right.
Then by that, and by the practice of bhakti under their guidance, then we'll get a form that's suitable for that service. Because I remember Mataji mentioned a little earlier, a little confusion about males wanting a female body, but you expertly answered that it's not a material aspiration, it's a spiritual one, which has nothing to do with the physical makeup we have now.
Wonderful. Oh, it's so wonderful. I love Lord Shiva. Somehow or another, my daughter is really into Lord Shiva. She has a temple, she has programs, and she's a whole, I don't know how that happened, but it's mercy. It's mercy to worship Lord Shiva, and we're going to install a Lord Shiva in the temple. It's really important to understand Lord Shiva's position in relation to all of this. Thank you, Mukundaji. Okay, we have one more section. Pushkar. Pushkar, would you like to read?
Okay, I can speak now.
Okay, okay. And Maharaj, after he reads, then I'll ask you to speak. Go on, Pushkar.
All right, let's see here. We're up to
It says note shortly after Lord
shortly
Krishna.
after Lord Krishna concluded his manifest manifest pastimes. His great grandson Vrajanabha, the son of Aniruddha, was king of Mathura. To preserve the holy places and areas where Krishna performed his pastimes, Vrajanabha commissioned the carving of several deities and excavated ponds and kundas throughout Mandala. One of those deities, is the Shiva Linga Gopishvara.
Here it says Vajranabh, the son of Aniruddha, is the great grandson of Krishna. So who is Aniruddha's father?
Aniruddha,
Krishna.
he's a grandson of Krishna, right?
Yeah. Well, who was his father?
Samba or
No.
Padumna, I mean.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Other deities installed by Vrajanabha are Sri Haridev of Govardhan, Sri Keshav of Mathura, Sri Baladev of Baladeo, and Govindaji of Vrindavan, who has now been moved to Jaipur. There are two Naths, Sri Nathji, who was originally at Govardhan and is now in Natwar, Rajasthan, near Udaipur, and Sri Gopinath, now in Jaipur. The two Gopals are Sri Madan Gopal, named Sri Madan Mohan, who is now in Karoli Rajasthan, and Sakshi Gopal, who is now in the town of Sakshi Gopal, Orissa. Town of Sakshi Gopal. It's called that?
Yep.
Yeah. It's called
The four
Actually,
Mahadev.
stop on the train.
Okay, that shows you how much I know. The four I'm having trouble on the phone. The four Mahadevs are Chakleshwar at Govardhan, Kameshwar at Kamavan, and Bhuteshwar at Mathura, and Gopishwar in Vrindavan. The four goddesses carved are Manasi Devi at Govardhan.
We're losing you, Pushkar. I think we lost you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Read that last part.
The four goddesses, you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carved are Manasi Devi at Govardhan, Vrinda Devi in Kamavan, Patal Devi at Mathura, and Yogamaya Devi at Vrindavan.
Now read the nice Sanskrit for this one.
This one? Oh, my thumb is going wild. Sun Kalpa Druma, prayer to Gopishwar by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Vrindavanavani Pate Jaya Soma Soma, Mole Sananda Sanatana Naradeja, Gopishwara Vrajivalasi Yugangri Padme, Priting Prayachanitaram Nirupadikam Me. O protector of Vrindavan, all glories to you, O husband of Parvati, O whose head is decorated with the moon, who's worshipped by sages like Sanak, Sanandana, Sanatana, and Narada. Gopishwar, I pray that you bestow upon me uninterrupted, unalloyed love for the lotus feet of the divine couple who enjoyed pastimes in Raj.
Hare Krishna.
Mm.
That's wonderful.
Little commentary, Pushkar?
I don't have much commentary on that. It's over my pay grade.
Are you getting paid?
Yeah, not 1 paisa every 2 yugas.
So you work for free.
Well, if 1 paisa could be worth a lot. It depends on what kind of yuga we're talking about. But, no, because I hardly ever go to Vrindavan, and because I can't say more than that.
A lot of devotees have you been to see most of those deities in that list?
Probably not.
But you go to Vrindavan internally when you chant. I know you do.
No, maybe, yeah. But I have my own little corner. It's called the canvas.
Enter that way. That's your conduit.
Well, that's
your portal.
Right.
That's how you get there. We
Yeah.
all have a different way, a little bit different, because we're all different, and that's
Yep.
wonderful.
If I reverse the screen, I could show you what I'm working on, but yeah, I don't know how to do that. I'm
Just
very,
just turn it over and because we're seeing your face now. If you turn your camera around, the lens will be on what you're working on.
okay. All right. Here we go.
Oh, there you go.
We're in the studio, and what I'm doing here, I'm working on this.
Oh,
Wait a minute. Put
beautiful.
it down. Put it. Wait.
Turn it. Oh,
You have to put
Turn
it
it
up
down,
more,
down a little bit.
up
Down,
or
up.
down. I can't see it. Oh yes, that's beautiful, Pushkar.
This actually, I'm copying a print of my own painting. This is the print,
uh-huh.
and
Okay.
this painting, the original, is in Germany. It was like a 13-foot painting that I did in '79. So somebody wanted me to.
It's
do
on the
another-
wall in the temple there.
Well, Germany is a big place. I'm not even sure which temple. It used to be in Heidelberg, and I'm
Ah,
not sure.
I
I think
see.
it's Avigdor now or something.
Well, so
Beautiful,
don't you say ever that you're not in Vrindavan.
Prabhu.
You're not allowed to say that ever, because
Yeah,
there's no hope
that-
for the rest of us if you're not there after painting that.
So well, originally it was done for Frankfurt Temple. They had a big wall going up the stairs there, and I think they didn't own it. They stopped having that, back in 1980, 81 too. I forget. So yeah, that's the story. I'm copying the painting.
What a nice meditation. I can see what
Very
you mean.
nice.
The canvas is your portal.
That's beautiful. Thank you.
So I mean, I got there. I jumped over, Gopi Swar and everybody else.
This guy.
You jumped over. Okay,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to get that price. Eventually, you're gonna have to part with it. I think.
Yeah.
Morris, did you have something to say that you want?
Yes,
That's it.
took my-
I done did it. Unless you want to see that one.
What? Well, that's not easy to see. It's not
Oh,
the right.
sorry.
that's the one that's in the temple room, right?
No way.
Oh, there you go.
Well, hold it up. We can't see.
Put your phone down a little. There
Yeah.
you go.
This is a print as well. So I sold the originals. All
No, the one in the temple is at Radhakund. They're squirting each other.
well is just. I'll show you what. It's totally
Going on
different.
tour tonight, folks.
The one in the temple is like that.
Right. That's another one.
Yeah. That's.
Okay, that's
Thank you,
beautiful. Thank
Prabhu.
you.
And Mars, something?
Yeah, that last part we were reading, where was that from, please?
That was just Brudge historical information. I'd have to really do some digging to find. It's well known from everybody that Bajranab installed those deities. Just like, remember when Madhavendra Puri was on the banks of Govindakund, and Krishna came and gave him the milk, and then that night he had a dream, and the deity said, "I'm here in the woods. The Muslims were coming. I was buried. Please come and get me out." So that's one of the deities that was installed 5,000 years ago, or 4,800 years ago, by Krishna's great grandson. Then there's the other story when Rupa Goswami was instructed by Lord Chaitanya to excavate Vrindavan. He was and establish deity worship. He was wondering how he was going to do that. And he heard from the locals about this one cow that kept going to a hill and milking the hill. And he observed this cow every single day. It would come and it would just drop its milk bag of milk onto the earth. So when he went there and saw what the cow was milking, he saw the black stone and then excavated a Govindaji. Then we know that
Nice.
Sanatan Goswami was on Madhukari, which was also installed, carved by Vajranab. Sanatan Goswami, he would go out and do Madhukari in the villages because he didn't have any food, just like we read that when he met Lord Chaitanya. Tapan Misra told him in Varanasi after he had gotten out of jail, "You please, Sanatan, don't worry about your food. Come every day to my home and I'll make sure that you have prasad." No, I'm now renounced. I'll go on Madhukari. Means go from Madhu, means like a bee, goes from flower to flower, taking just a little from each place. So Sanatan would go on Madhukari, and he came to one home where in the home he could see the deity, and the people were treating him like a family member. It was just like the deity was just there as part of the family. And he was composing Hari Bhakti Vilas at the time under Lord Chaitanya's instruction, which is very much about the rules and regulations of deity worship. So we had a talk with that man who was the owner of the home and explained to him about the rules and regulations. But that night, the deity came to both Sanatan Goswami and the owner of the home and explained to the owner of the home that I very much appreciated the love and devotion that you've given to me. But now Sanatan Goswami has other place for me in Vrindavan. I'm going to manifest myself there. When he comes tomorrow, you please allow him to take me to Vrindavan. Simultaneously, Madan Mohan came to Sanatan Goswami and gave him a dream that you go back to that home and you bring me to Vrindavan so I can accept your worship there. And all the different deities, Vrinda Devi, Haridev and Govardhan, Keshava and Mathura at the birthplace of Krishna. All these deities have been excavated and their history is well known to everyone, but what book it's in and how that's probably more oral tradition than anything else.
What about in the Vrindavan
But wait a
Institute?
minute, you put something on the screen we were reading from. What did
Yes.
what did you post?
I did some research. I wrote a book in 1984 called Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Got some of it from there, like that, before the internet.
Well, nowadays, Indra Jumna got all that new.
Yeah, introduce it
updated-
Right.
from
All
the
those new-
Vrindavan
All those new
Institute.
texts from Vrindavan Research Institute, yes.
So I don't know if he's printed it out, transcribed it, but at least in his lectures, you can hear it. I guess he gets Hari Parshad and others to translate from Sanskrit and Bengali.
Yes.
You can also go to most temples now, and the priest in that temple usually have a history of the deities there. I think the
Good
original
point.
deity of Madan Mohan was found by Advaita Acharya. He
Right.
gave it to that Dubey family.
Yes.
The family, and then Sanatan went and saw the kid and Madan Mohan playing like two regular boys. And the lady, Brahmini, who was taking care, she used to make khichdi for Madan Mohan every day, and she would chew on a neem twig and use the backside to stir the khichdi. And Sanatan Goswami saw that.
Wow.
And as you said, he was writing Hari Bhakti Vilas at the time. So he told her, oh, listen, you can't do like this. You cannot, it's unclean. So then every day she would take a shower, do everything very first class. And then her son and the deity started complaining. Now every day the prasad is very late. We're very hungry. So Sanatan Goswami, when he saw that, he said, oh, your worship is very high class. But then he had the dream, as Dhruva Maharaj described, that he wanted to take the worship of Sanatan Goswami.
His name is Chobi or something.
Chobe means two Veda family. So Advaita Acharya gave to that family to take care of the service of the deity. When he traveled to
When
Vrindavan.
Advaita did that, it was probably a little higher, and it probably came down in a generation or a couple generations.
Actually, that's a really good point you brought up, Mukunda, that a lot of the history of the deities, it's not just willy-nilly, it's actually father to son,
Yes.
father to son through generations. The other day I looked up I was trying to find out why there wasn't I tried to find out where the first Radharani deity was manifest. There's a story about the king of Puri sending it, but there's no real history detail. When you go to the Radharaman temple, I was looking that up, trying to find out why Radharani isn't manifest there. And for centuries, the Saivites of that particular deity understand that because he's a self-manifested deity, Radharaman came out of the Damodar Shila, self-manifested, therefore Radharani is within him.
Yes.
Because ultimately the Hladini Shakti is within Krishna. So that made a lot of sense. And it just verifies that the temple Saivites know the histories of their deities.
Yeah, I was mentioned that the son of Maharaj Prataparudra, he bought the first Radharani deities like for Govinda, Madan Mohan, and others.
There's actually no, I looked that up, but there's really no,
No record of it, huh?
exactly.
Yeah, and then of course Janavama, she bought one deity for Gopinath because the Radharani deity was so much proportionally not the same size.
Mhm.
So she actually bought one deity, and then
That was later, though.
that was later. That was
Yeah.
later. But then also three deities, Bankabi Hariji, Shishir Radharaman, and Shishir Radhavallabhu, they're all considered the same mood where Radhika's inside the heart of the deity there.
Yes, Jai.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Okay, wonderful. So you can see kind of the trend that's happening after the Rasa Lila in Srimad Bhagavatam. We're following the same theme, but the expanded versions a little bit by some of these other pastimes and literatures left by different Goswamis and Acharyas. So we'll continue that and again meet on Saturday. I'll post it tomorrow. We're starting Prema Samputa, another book by Vishwanath Chakrabarti Thakur, and we'll discuss the first half of it on Saturday. Jai.
Hey.
Hare Krishna, everyone.
Glory to Srila Prabhupada. Vanchakalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhya Titanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you.